Welcome to the Blow Mold Hospital. Walked into a yard sale the other day and found one of these really cool Moravian stars, Star of Bethlehem. They are made in Gastonia, North Carolina, Rauch. They were originally made in 1992, so not exceptionally old, but coming up on 30 years next year, so in 2022. Very cool items. You can use them in lots of different ways, over your door, on the mantle. I use mine over the nativity in my front yard, just like this one. But this is not the one. This one over here I've owned for a while. I found it at a yard sale, I believe last summer, and it was in perfect shape. Really cool, stiff plastic, but unbreakable plastic with a light in it. But this one here I found, and this is the way it comes. It was in pieces in the box. So what I'm going to attempt to do, and actually it's quite dirty too, so it just needs to be cleaned up, but I'm going to use this one as the model to reconstruct this one, or at least attempt it, and see if I can make these pieces into that so I can have two of them. Anyway, join me in just a minute as I start to put this thing back together. Alright, got all the pieces out here. First thing I'm going to do, move all this gunk, get all this dirt off of it, and here's some good dirt right here. And while I'm going through, just assess to make sure that I've got all the tabs that I need here, and that the pieces have all these pieces, the ear inserts that go into the other side. They alternate. They have a tab, then a hole, then a tab, then a hole, then a tab, and then the other side is reversed so that they fit together. So I'm going to do a quick assessment, do a quick cleaning, and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, I've got all of these pieces cleaned up now, best I can get. So they look as good as the one that I have already. So my next goal is to marry these pieces back together again. As I mentioned, they are designed to fit in these little slots there. So I'm just doing a dry run here before I glue them to make sure that they all line up. Yeah, I think they'll do that just fine. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to get a towel to sit down here just in case my glue goes crazy. Be right back. I'm just putting the glue on the ones with a hole in it, because if I do it on both sides, I'll get all of them together. And I'm using my Gorilla Glue super glue. Oops, hit the camera, sorry. Sorry, keep hitting the camera. My apologies here. Alright, something's not coming together right. I'm going to try this. Oops. Alright, I'm going to pause for a second. Alright, so I had to finagle it a little bit. One of these gaps here is a little bit bigger because I couldn't get that piece in there. I couldn't tell if there was something blocking that hole or what. So the rest of them are pretty close, but that one there, so I'll have to look at it. And if when I start assembling this is still too loose because of that gap there, I'll cut that peg off and then just bring the two pieces together and glue it. I think it'll be fine, but anyway, got it glued together, got it all cleaned up, so let's try assembling this to see what we can do with it. See if we can make it to look like the other one that I have. Sorry, I keep hitting my camera tripod. Actually, not a tripod, but my camera holder. Okay. So this is the one that's got the biggest gap here, so let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to hold. Last one doesn't want to go in easy. There we go. And then the last one has this piece on it. You're not supposed to hang it by the cord, but it's got the light socket in there attached. So you can see it's riveted, but it has this riveted piece of plastic here that you hang it from. So I'll put that in here, make sure the light's tight. One more over here. All right. All right, let me pause and come back a little bit further so you can see both of them together. Right, the one on the left is the one that I had originally that came all together. And this is the one that was in pieces. The center section was taken apart and it was filthy. And I've cleaned this up. I just used some good 70% isopropyl alcohol to get it clean, and it looks great. Looks like it is ready to go. So I'll have one for my Oop, obviously did not get that in, but you know what? That is that gap there. So I'll probably have to fix that. But anyway, for the most part, happy with that. I will take a look at that piece, but thanks for joining me on the Blow Mold Hospital. A quick follow-up. That piece that fell out because of the gap that was in the middle piece there, that plastic pieces that were glued together, I exchanged the one that popped out with a different one, and it's solid in there. So it was just a little bit difference in that size there of the piece. Fits perfectly elsewhere, but right there it kind of popped out. But the new piece works just fine, so all together, ready to go.